the Jewish people. So all of their stories mentioned in the first para is one element of theirs. Then you move on to the second para, he's mentioned there, you move on to the third, fourth, fifth, Musa alayhi salam is mentioned everywhere. They say after Jannah, the topic that's mentioned the most is Musa. So Allah Ta'ala gave us the tawfiq to understand the Quran, to memorize the Quran. And from this, another thing in regards to the Quran. Quran Pak में अक्सर बेशतर आपको अंबिया के वाक़यात मिलने को आप पाएंगे. You will find stories of the prophets. They say that there are approximately 6,600 approximate ayahs in the Quran, roughly. Around this figure, there's around 6,000 plus ayahs in the Quran. Out of them, these 6,000 ayahs, there are stories of waqa'at that have been mentioned about the previous prophets or about previous nations. The rest of the Quran is this. But in total, in regards to ahkam, namaz, roza, zakat, there's only 500 ayahs. Bas, no more. So, Allah Ta'ala हमें Quran समझने की तौफीक अता फरमाए, that we are able to understand the Quran. This is why they say when you are going to read the Quran with commentary. Just reading the Quran with translation is good, but you should be reading the Quran with translation and plus commentary, so you understand the Quran. What is the Quran trying to say to us? Because there are certain ayahs in the Quran which have been abrogated, which means they are there, we read them, we recite them, we get the sawab of reciting them. What do we do? Amal, do we act it out? Do we do the action of that ayat? No. We believe in the ayat to be there, but we do not do amal upon that ayat. This is part of the Quran, it's called nasakh. This is something, a different topic I'm going into. But we all need to know that this is part of the Quran. Allah made somebody to read the Quran. Coming back to Prophet Isa alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam, his name Isa. It was given to him by Prophet Dawood alayhi salam. Dawood alayhi salam was the chacha of Prophet Isa alayhi salam. He was his paternal uncle. And his kunya, which means his surname, Isa alayhi salam's surname is Ibn Maryam, the son of Maryam. Jada Punjabi says that Jada Haramda nahi. Okay? On the pure asi unu naam lavaange. We will mention a person if he's born without a wedlock, we will mention him with his surname, meaning his father's name. But the one who is born without a wedlock, okay, we will mention him with his mom. Uski maa ka naam lenge. That he is the son of his mom, not his father, because he's born without a wedlock. But Punjabi mein main tarjuma karta, I'm not going to say it again. Okay? बड़ा औखा है बोलना लोग कह रहे हैं मौलवी साहब गाल कर रहे हैं सीधे नहीं पड़े तो ओके ठीक है I'm not swearing, I'm trying to make you understand what I'm trying to say. ठीक है? So Isa alayhi salam, he's mentioned, Isa ibn Maryam, is mentioned by his mother. Is meaning Isa alayhi salam does not have a father. But it is not in regards to being with wedlock or without wedlock. No. Isa alayhi salam is the ruh min Allah. He is the soul from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And remember, Isa alayhi salam was born by the name Kun. What happened? Jibreel alayhi salam comes to Maryam. And then he said, Kun. And Isa alayhi salam, he blew. Jibreel alayhi salam is blew. Aapne phuk mari. He blew, and then in the stomach of Maryam, she started to feel that a baby is being born. A heavy baby is being born in the stomach. This is how Isa alayhi salam was born without a father. Now over here, if you look at the Christians, they have many sects. As the Prophet ﷺ told us that the Jews and the Christians will have many sects. The Christians have the Catholics, the Roman Catholics, then the Church of England, then you have There are many groups of them. Within them, the Christians, they have one group who call Maryam, the mother of Isa alayhi salam, Mary. So they call her the Virgin Mary. Then there are those amongst them who say Maryam, meaning Mary, was married. She was married to her cousin called Joseph, Yusuf. The Christians have this belief as well. There's another group of them that believe that it's impossible for a baby to be born without the father. They believe in this as well. That he was married to Joseph, and then they migrated from Palestine to Misr. I remember when I was in year 3 in primary school, they showed us a video, a film of Isa alayhi salam with Mary, with Joseph migrating from Palestine to Misr. I remember they showed us this video in school. This was back in 2001, I'm mentioning this thing. So, but we as a Muslim, hamara aqeeda kya hai? As a Muslim, our belief is this, that Isa alayhi salam was born without the need of a father. बाप की जरूरत के बगैर अल्लाह ने ईसा अलैहि सलाम को पैदा फरमाया. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentions that in the Quran. He said, Inna masala Isa indallah. That the example of Isa, according to Allah, in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is what? Kamasali Adam. Like He created Adam alayhi salam, khalaqahu min turab. He created Adam from mud. ثم قال له كن فيكون. Then He said be, and in فيكون, and Adam alayhi salam came into place. Then same Isa alayhi salam, that he said kun, and Isa alayhi salam, ruh, was born, and then he was put into the stomach of Maryam. And then she gave birth behind a tree. This was the birth of Isa alayhi salam, something that we as a human brain cannot understand. One thing I want to mention is Isa alayhi salam's birth is a miracle. आपकी पैदाइश मौजज़ा, because हम इसको समझ नहीं सकते. Now, a miracle, we as a Muslim, हर मुसलमान का ये अकीदा, ये फर्ज है, every single Muslim has to have this belief that the Anbiya, the prophets, were given mu'jizat, miracles. Every prophet was given a miracle. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, आपको in one narration it comes कि रब ने अपने महबूब को 2000 मुजज़ात अता फरमाए. He gave 2000 miracles to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For example, in Badr, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, before the day the war was about to start, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he took up sand, रेत उठा के आपने काफिरों की तरफ फेंकी. He threw the sand toward the non-Muslims. Now he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he did that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran. He said, وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. He said, Ya Rasulullah, when you were throwing the sand, you were not throwing it. Ya Rasulullah, जब आप रेत फेंक रहे थे, आप नहीं फेंक रहे थे. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. बल्कि अल्लाह खुद फेंक रहा था. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was throwing the sand towards the kuffar. This is the miracle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then, another one. The splitting of the moon. This is mentioned in the Quran. We as a Muslim have to believe that the moon has got a split in it. I'll give a homework to all of you for next week. Jumha homework, something new for you. Okay? Now the Jumha homework for everyone is to find out, NASA, the American NASA has proven that the moon has a split in it. It's been proven by NASA. It's all your homework to go home and find some line. Okay, where does NASA say this? There's a whole documentary on it now. Okay, that they're saying that the split in the moon, and the moon is colliding with itself. It's going in within itself even more. And they're saying this is less than 1,000 years old. What they don't know is that this miracle was done by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Aap alayhi salatu wasalam ke saath hi hua. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he stood up on Jabal Abu Qubais. This is a mountain in Makkah. Unfortunately today we see the Saudi government have made the whole palace there. On Jabal Abu Qubais, you come outside Marwa, Safa, you come outside Safa, and in front of you see this palace of them, Jabal Abu Qubais. Now over there, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he stood and he made dua. Ya Allah, split the moon for me. And whilst making dua, आप दुआ मांग रहे थे, आपने अपनी उंगली से इशारा किया, तो चांद के 2 टुकड़े हो गए. Like just like that. And the Quran mentioned this he says, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر, that the sign, the Qiyamah has come close, وانشق القمر, and the moon has been split. It's mentioned in the Quran. We as a Muslim have to believe that the moon has been split. These are the miracles of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The miracles of Isa alayhi salam, they are great. But Isa sallallahu alaihi wasallam miracles are even more greater, are far greater than the one Prophet Isa alayhi salam. Allah Ta'ala may humne ki tawfiq ata farmaye. Inshallah, I'm going to talk about Isa alayhi salam for the next 2-3 Jum'ahs. Allah Ta'ala may amal ki tawfiq ata farmaye. Wa akhir alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة